Up, it's 3-2. We're back here with Danganronpa. If you haven't already, check out the rest of the playlist because we're coming up on some major spoilers. So let's hop into it. And I do apologize if my voice sounds a little rough. I'm starting to get a little sick. But oh no, wait, not new game. Load game. So I guess we just finished an investigation, so we're about to enter the the elevator to start the next class trial. Well, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together? Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Because you suck at investigating. Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together? Just the two of you? What? Are you jealous?
Hey.
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second? He could just show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself, but we stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen. Then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here or what? Haha. Jesus. Yo ho ho. Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? Made you wait? You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? We all agree it's a violation. I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around.
hey,
I'm here, and no rule's been broken. Kyoko? Ah, Kyoko, you're still alive? No, this is a ghost. Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right?
What?
It's okay that there's no particular penalty for being late.
is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulations did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Oh, thank God. I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right. Now I gotta deal with the ghost. I told you, stop talking. You're one to talk, Toko.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long.
But
I'll be happy when this class trial is over. One after another, everyone piled onto the elevator, but I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you, where have you been this whole time? You used the key of yours to get somewhere, didn't you? So
correct.
I wanted to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that. I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then when did you find out?
So
Just now. I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to get over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you're late.
However,
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you're on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to?
wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words,
I use Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in this school. What? Yoko's account has been added to the Truthful section of your handbook.
Just a second.
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before you get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we get through the trial. Okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current
It
situation.
would seem.
Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Being the last one left, I stepped onto the elevator. And the door slid shut. This time the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusty darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes, but it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was a blinding light of despair. Oh, this is...
Wait, I can't wait.
Ah, I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Thrills,
Let's get on with the show! And so the curtain opened for a fifth time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Yeah, sure. How many slots are there? Oh, there are enough. I was like, am I gonna need to start like looping back around to start saving on one again? Okay, set skills. Okay, so I don't have enough SP for anything. Open handbook. What were... the body, fake nails, the tattoo, fragments of the bomb, sprinklers. Oh, and the... okay. I have no idea what the chicken is all about, the missing chicken, but I guess we'll find out.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Okay.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Okay. I mean, say what you want about Monokuma. He has made sure this whole thing has been fair and followed all the rules. So, you know, well, fair is loose. He's, you know,
Okay, well,
it's not like he's
I'll leave the
bending
rest
things
up
to his
you.
will.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
Yeah,
No, that's a ghost.
sure.
She has legs and stuff.
So ghosts can't have legs?
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a
Nice,
limit
nice
to
one.
how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Is there?
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
One important trait Kyoko has, Kyoko's
I got
gloves.
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently, you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't
And
wearing
how
any
would
gloves,
you
right?
put gloves on with fake nails?
Probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way the corpse was Kyoko, but if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to prove everyone wrong. So it's probably, this is either gonna be the fake nails or the tattoo.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, what do we got? What do we got?
Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Wait, whoa, wait. Shoot, I messed that up.
Kyoko there is just a...
Okay.
Okay.
The dead body
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Okay, I'm not entirely sure what I need to hit. I know the body isn't Kyoko's and I know I can prove it.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay.
Then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Wait.
Shoot.
Oh, it's the fake nails! Duh, you can't wear...
Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Easy.
Then prove the dead body wasn't wearing.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing...
Okay, yeah.
No, that's wrong.
I'm a bit slow today. I feel a little bit off my game.
No. There's
Probably
no
case
way
in
the
point to
corpse was
being
wearing
getting
gloves.
sick and whatnot.
Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain.
Definitely.
Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? You're complicated like that.
I mean, yes, but at the same
Everyone
time,
doesn't know
no.
women, It's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
I hate how we have to prove that the dead body is not Kyoko when she's right
It
there.
should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Exactly.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Yeah. Before anything else, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. So, it's gotta have something to do with the tattoo at this point. Okay.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition.
Well, no. The face wasn't... Dude, I'm all off today.
If Kyoko really...
Then who died?
There's gotta be. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition, and there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body,
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
Gosh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about this, man.
There was
I'm not
one
doing
clue left
good in
behind
this
that
trial
we can
so
use
far.
to identify the body.
what? For real?
But it's not like we're really super penalized if we mess up a class trial. We can just, you know, use a continue or something.
If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
You've been...
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out
I mean,
who
he's
it
seen a
was
bunch of cruel and unusual deaths so
is
far.
the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
Something's wrong with her head, and the hero is just an idiot.
The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
It's Fenrir.
Oh, really?
If you compare that to, if you compare the tattoo to the information we have, the victim should be clear. It's the
I got it!
it was the paper.
Fenrir
Okay.
Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is a wolf. Oh, it's L. It's an F. Dang, I was about to speed run that like, you know, a big brain like, but I messed it
The
up.
representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Although I do like this backdrop for the class trial, is probably my favorite so far.
A huge world-ending wolf race. He's the child of the trickster god Loki and a female giant.
Dude, Loki was getting it on with a giant. Why didn't we see that in the Marvel
Man,
films?
after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo.
Doesn't that mean?
That means
Oh, sorry.
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Although it kind of sucks that we didn't really get to learn anything about her, because like we learned about her what just after the last class trial, right? And she's already dead.
hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool last trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
It really does, but it was like on the file it actually said she was the ultimate
Maybe we
soldier.
shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
What?
Who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been
Kyoko
gone
can't
this
be
whole
wrong,
time,
but
and when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us, just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
ooh, okay, we're getting some sort of an explanation here. Let's see this.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now, figuring out who killed Mukuro
You're no
is first and
fun.
foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Neck hurts.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation.
Fair enough.
Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record.
Although it kind of broke it out of the, what's it called, atmosphere of the class trial, though, for
The
this.
reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big old brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
So, from what I gather, it had to have been late at night, and they put the tarp over the body to stop the sprinklers from washing anything, you know, but at the same time, they had to come up at 7:30, or had to come back after the sprinklers shut off after 7:30 and taken the tarp off. But everyone but me and Kyoko supposedly were in the gym.
Get a hold of yourself.
Oh.
We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Kyoko and Kyoko.
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain.
Dude, it's just like Among Us all over again, but if Among Us was a lot more
Just
intense.
after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the
Yeah, it
list
was
of
me.
suspects.
I admitted it was me.
exactly so.
The only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock.
Like
So
right
the
at
murder
night
must have
time.
happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the
It was
pickaxe.
about 9. But at 9 o'clock.
Got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Oh yeah, because he was like, have a minute. But when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock. So it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was. Oh yeah. Right
Yeah, right
around
around 7:30. I sorry I skipped that. I was end up thinking, but
so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
more happened between 10 and 9, and I don't have an alibi from 10 to 7:30. Then it looks like the game has begun. If I can't prove my alibi for that period, then I'll just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. Sprinklers.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think.
Yeah.
So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
So I think I need to shoot that at the one talking about 7.
We've established a time that took place somewhere between 10 and 9 o'clock in the... Yep, and Makoto...
Yeah, from 10 to 7:30.
That's more than enough
Wait,
time
why
to
didn't
commit
that
murder.
work?
Makoto, if you have any objections, now would... We've established a time that took place somewhere between 9 o'clock... Yep, and Makoto...
Yeah, from 10 to 7:30.
Okay.
Shoot! We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
And 9 o'clock... Yep, and Makoto...
Yeah, from 7:30.
That's more than enough
Enough time to commit... So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
There's something that happens with the garden every time in the morning. Thinking back, the corpse is almost totally dry. In case, I should be able to figure out when the body must have appeared in the garden.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
No, that's wrong.
Break.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly.
The body was completely
The
dry.
body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
Well, it was half wet because of the fire.
How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean by denying the sprinkler? Are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Yes.
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
I need to prove it wasn't sprinklers that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence, and that should do it. If we look at the body itself, that should make it clear.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. How can you say
This should prove it.
Oh, I totally forgot for a sec that. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't do that because, like, at the end of the last one, you were
Just
able to like
remember what the
select
body was
which
like
bullet
after
you
the
needed.
explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac! I'm so sick of her.
Let's just...
Aren't we all?
The reason only the top half was wet was because... while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Ooh. That hurt my throat a little bit. That was something, but it's fine.
Then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which
That's
case,
fair.
the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi, which would mean that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone.
Okay,
This
well, I
is a
mean...
trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game, and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
It could.
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko,
Why?
you actually did have a reason
He's
to kill
so
her.
weird.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
But is it, though?
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm
It was the
listening.
tarp, right?
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
I'm pretty
got it.
sure this is it. The
You're
tarp,
talking
yeah.
about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side
Yeah.
that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
But shouldn't there have been a little bit of blood on it, though?
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
I don't... Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. The tarp. If it's used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body had wet blood on it. Wait, something's not...
not right.
And what might
The
that
body,
be?
this heart would have gotten blood on it, like I said earlier. I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. After a few, what Kyoko said. Because there was still wet blood on the body. It would have gotten blood on the tarp.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
I'm too good at this, dude. Well, I feel like I'm starting to, my mind bit's starting to wake up a little bit. I'm on a roll.
One side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you.
So my question here is, why is the blood there pink with the blood in the room red?
If you
Is it
put
a matter of
tarp
it being
on a
dry
body in
versus
that
wet?
state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Who knows?
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they hadn't, they would have washed both sides. Thus, washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, true.
Hero is something else. Or should I call him Taro?
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh? Blood was
What
camouflage?
if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something
The
like
nurse's
that?
office.
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Which must mean... the chicken coop. Ah.
Could it have been chicken blood?
Alright, we're gonna end this episode of Danganronpa off here. It never really feels like there's a good place to end it off in the middle of a class trial. But lately I've been making them way longer than they should be, leaving episodes at like an hour, you know, an hour 10, hour 15 minutes, and that's just too long in my opinion, you know? So we're gonna end it off here, and this is gonna be the first episode in a while that's shorter than 40 minutes. Well, anyway, that said, I'll see y'all on the flip side.